The New York Jets head home to take on the Tennessee Titans. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video. And how about that intro? First and foremost, shout out to Logan Shea for making the logo. I then was able to get it animated, but super sick job on the logo. Very excited to have that as a part of the video now. Hopefully you enjoyed as well. I'm really pumped up about it, but probably a little bit more so than to talk about this game. But right now, let's hop into it. You know the drill. If you haven't already, please follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. Also, make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever it is you get your podcast, and you can call in after each game and have your reaction. If you call in now before the game, you're not going to get on because your call is going to be dated. So the New York Jets sit at 0-3 with 20 points in 3 games, as the Tennessee Titans sit at 2-1, fresh off upset win over the Seattle Seahawks in week 2, and then in week 3 they had themselves a pretty good win over the Indianapolis Colts, and they made the Colts look bad, but the tail is not looking too good for the New York Jets when we'll do the offense and defense comparison. The Jets offense, just like last year and the year before that, 32nd in the NFL in team offense. The Tennessee Titans are 15th, about middle of the pack. Team defense, Jets overall, not bad, 14th. I'm really happy with how this Jets defense is played. Titans are sitting at 25. They had a couple of really ugly ones defensively in the first 2 weeks, but settled in nicely against a banged-up Carson Wentz, and, well, I think they could do that again here in Week 4 against the New York Jets. So, positive spin, maybe. I don't think the offense could get any worse. 6 points in your last 8 quarters is embarrassingly bad, especially in the year 2021. We talked about it ad nauseum this week on the regular show, on the podcast, and just on other videos and post-game thoughts from last week, but it's really remarkable just how bad this offense has been through 3 games, and maybe they luck into some points because it's just, I don't know how else you could possibly be this embarrassingly bad. I don't know how I'll sit through it on another Sunday if it is that bad. But unfortunately, right before recording, some bad news came out about Marcus Maye. He will be out for 3 to 4 weeks with an injury. And that does not bode well for the Jets, who, I mean, let's face it, they're a young and inexperienced secondary. They lost LaMarcus Joyner already for the year. They're going to be without Maye for probably a month. And their cornerbacks, I'll give them credit. They played really well, but a ton of inexperience. Michael Carter II's been excellent, really, really good. Highest graded rookie corner last week by PFF. Bryce Hall, we love Bryce Hall. Eccles was up and down, had a bad penalty last week, but it would still be nice to have a veteran like Marcus Maye, who's been there, done that, and has been a steady player for this team for a long time. So it stinks that Marcus Maye is going to be out for about a month. And if he's healthy before the trade deadline, I mean, the writing's on the wall here, I think. The Titans, here's a storyline for you. They might be without their number 1 and number 2 receiver. A.J. Brown, banged up with a hamstring. Julio Jones, also banged up. And there's a chance Julio might not go. AJ, I would say, is like 90% chance he's not playing. I think he's going to be out a week, maybe 2 weeks with this injury. Julio seems to be a little bit more up in the air, maybe like a coin flip, but maybe their offense might struggle a little bit if they don't have their top 2 receivers. I don't think it matters, though, because the next thing that I wanted to get to was Derrick Henry and how he finally figured it out. He had a rough go in week 1, but man, he figured it out in week 2 and week 3 pretty quickly. 182 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Seahawks. Now, they have a putrid run defense. Luckily, the Jets' run defense isn't that bad. But last week, 113 yards. The Jets against the run have been 14th. They've let in 5 touchdowns. 14th in yards against. They've let in 5 rushing touchdowns, which is a lot. Now, on the flip side, positive spin, they've been really good against the pass. Only 1 passing touchdown against them, which is really surprising when you look at this secondary. But pass rush has gotten home, so that's a positive spin. They're going to have to do their best if they want to stay competitive in this game to contain Derrick Henry. That's the key to this game. Tannehill's a good quarterback, and even without their top 2 receivers, he should have enough to get by, but they're just going to pound Henry 30 times. So you just got to be ready for it, man. It's not going to be an easy task. I would be surprised if he doesn't go over 100 yards. It's nothing against this Jets defense. I am really, really proud of this Jets D. They're one of the few bright spots on this team right now, but it's just a really tough ask for them to slow down Henry when you know that's what they're going to do. They're just going to try to pound the rock. So don't love that. Last week, Zach Wilson really struggled. Not all his fault. There was 5 drops in the game, 3 by Corey Davis. He went 19 to 35 for 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Whole team did not show up. You can't pin that all on Zach Wilson. His second interception was literally right off Braxton Berrios' hands, which is I'm still shocked that that happened. But anyway, maybe Wilson bounces back. Maybe you have a Corey Davis revenge game. I would imagine that he's got to be pretty motivated that the team that drafted him, 5th overall in 2017, said, you know what, no, we're good. You can go sign somewhere else at this point. We're willing to move on. Which that's a little sketchy, man. I would be, if I was Corey Davis, I'd be upset. So hopefully it's a motivated Corey Davis and one who, doesn't bring his stone hands to the game, one who can catch the ball like in week 1 and in the preseason and in training camp. Corey was really, really good, and he has to be his being Zach Wilson's safety net. He is the most reliable guy if Jamison Crowder is not playing, which maybe he plays. Robert Saleh hinted at that. Denzel Mims may play this week. He's been active the last 2 weeks, but with guys banged up and Jeff Smith got in a car accident, he's going to be okay. He suffered a concussion, so I don't think he's going to play in this game. But with some guys banged up, I would try to get Denzel on the field. You guys know how I feel about that, so we'll see come Sunday. But ultimately here, I think signs are pointing to Denzel getting another chance. So prediction time. Let's get into it. We'll do Wilson's stat line first, thoughts on the game against the spread, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to go a Wilson okay day, I guess. Not great, not as bad as it's been, not as good as what it was in week 1. I'll say 16 to 31 for 186 yards, a touchdown and a pick. I will sign up if the Jets score, and he's got to prove that he's not going to turn the ball over, because through 3 games he has. The 4-pick showing against the Patriots is really bad. It happens, unfortunately, with rookies. Last week, again, I think he's a little bit further down in the pecking order of things that went wrong last week for this Jets team. And hopefully none of his offensive linemen throw him under the bus this week. That'd be great. Much appreciated to the big boys up front. As for prediction for the game, I'm taking the Titans. I think they win 27 to 13. Take the Titans minus 7.5 against the spread. I'm 1-1-1 against the spread. I pushed in week 1, lost in week 2, won last week, so we'll see. And let's go to Casey to see who she likes this week. Smart dog. She is also on the Titans minus 7.5. She is 2-0-1 against the spread, so we'll see how we do this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tell me what you think about this game down in the comments below or on social media. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. Talk to you next time.